Race day at St George Sailing Club. Volunteers are getting the boats ready to go out on the water. Every Saturday they meet at the where the boats are kept at 11 p.m. Makeshift crew quarters for all our gear. Next year with the new club opening, be very interesting how they're going to put the boats in the water. I await with interest. There's the crew arriving: Bob Fleming, Jack Andrew, Yorkie in the truck there, and John up on the boat, John Andrew. There's Yorkie who's in the truck. Glenn York. Everything's just about ready to go into the boat. And we'll tow the boats down to the Motorboat Club, St George Motorboat Club, and launch them for the day's activities. Here we are launching the boats at the Motorboat Club. It's the blue boat going in. The boats are all put in the water here, then Glenn and I take the trailers and the cars back to St George Sailing Club. Waiting for them to come to the beach and get everyone on and go out and have lunch on the Old Bill. Red Rib's got a bit of history. It's been in the club since 2000. Was bought after the Olympics. It's been in the club ever since. The blue boat's about 6 years old, I think. For many years we didn't have anyone to drive the Rib, the Len Riley. When he had the blue boat and the starter's boat. Didn't have too many people to do it either. Most of these people are like John, he's a life member. Back in the 1950s, could have been earlier than that. Bob started with me in 1970. Glenn was there about the same time. They're leaving the Motorboat Club now to go around and pull up on the beach, get the starting crew, and then go out to the boat. The only time we don't put the boats in, we try to be a little bit smart, is blowing 27 knots. We leave on the trailer and we walk over to the club and assess the situation. and make up their mind to the starting committee. Then we come back and we take the boats into the water if they decide to go out on the water. A lot of work putting the boats in the water and taking all the canvases off and everything else, so you don't want to do it twice and you just got to luck up we didn't go out. Here's the boats arriving under the Tarrant Point Bridge. You get the first view of how there's the old Bill Riley out there in front, but you get the first view of the sailing club nearing completion. Hasn't got any wharf in there at the moment as far as pontoons are going, but everything else is going alright. The boat storage out the back, like little houses or boat sheds, and then the main buildings. Biggest problem when it is blowing 27 knots is trying to keep the boats on the beach here. Bounce up and down and carry on. The waves come in. You can pick up the starting crew around at the other wharf and bring them around and put them onto the old Bill Riley, but she rocks a bit in the seas just there and it's very hard to get on board. 20 knots, no problem. 27, the waves gets a bit hard. Here we are having lunch. The old Bill Riley, there's John Hall, Lorraine York the starter sitting there, and Darryl should be inside somewhere. I just can't make out who was on that boat that day. Was it Paul Riley? Could have been. Do all the things, laying buoys and put everything out there for the race, and pick them all up, come back, drop the people on the shore. Glenn and I grab the trailers and head back around to the motorboat club, and Bob and John are on their way back so we can take them out of the water. By the time we get back to the base, wash them down and put all the gear on them at 6 o'clock, so that's 11 to 6 most Saturdays. John does a lot of work on the boats during the week, the maintenance and that, being the man in charge of maintenance, and he does that during the week when we need problems. So here we are back at the motorboat club, John out in front, and you should see Glenn and I waiting for these two boats to take them out of the water. After a long day, we're still going to pack them up, yep. Bob's boat and the trailer in the water waiting to take John out. And Glenn should come into view very shortly. Well, I'm there, but Glenn's must be running a bit late. He won't be long. John's getting in position. I'm getting the run ready to put the boat on. There's Glenn just backing the car in now to pick Bob up in the blue boat. So ends another day on the water for the volunteers at the Motorboat Club. Only got to go back and put the boats away and wash them and do all the other things. Anyway, thanks for this little video. You get an understanding of what goes on a Saturday. Just a little bit of correction. As we did that video, the blue boat, which we're looking at here, is 8 years old. Rob started on his other white boat coming back to the club in 2007 as a launch official. I returned about 2011 or 12. We've been doing it ever since. So thanks for having a look what the volunteers do. Hope to be there next year. We'll wait and see what happens at the end of winter.